All right. Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to name his starting 11 for Manchester United as we take on the side of Fenerbahçe down in the Sukru Sarakoglu Stadium in Turkey. So smash the like button, comment and share if at all you're watching us for the very first time. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokan David is my name, and for the very first time I've gone ahead to see Erik ten Hag change a formation, you know. And the last game I saw him change a formation was the game of Man City FA Cup final, Newcastle and Brighton. You get, in that game he played with a 4-3-2, and this time around he's playing with a 3-4-2-1 system. That's what Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to go in for. And remember the first game that he beat Man City at Old Trafford, he went in for a 4. It was a 4-3-2-1 system. That's the system that the manager really went in for. But this time around, he has gone ahead, obviously coming through and named his starting 11 for this game that most of you might be knowing, but we are going to be dissecting it here to the fullest. And you know what we do in here onto this beautiful channel of ours. And here is the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United as we take on the side of here is the starting 11 for the side of Manchester United as we take on the side of Fenerbahçe. Man United is really having the following, and it's Onana, Lindelof, Mazraoui, De Ligt, Martinez, Marcus Rashford, Zirkzee, Eriksson, Garnacho, Dalot, and Manuel Ugarte. That's the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United in this particular kind of game that you're really playing in this stadium. Then after that, we've gone ahead obviously getting the substitutes as Bendeyer, Hiton, Amaz, Oguneye, Casemiro, Amadi Diallo, Anthony Hoyland, and Ethan Whitley. That is the side of Manchester United for you. And let's go to the side of Fenerbahçe and see who have they gone ahead to bring. Obviously, they've gone in for Livakovic, Osei Samuel, Kagla, Jiku, then Met, Amrabat, Fred, Smansky, then St. Maxima, Tadic, Dusan, El Nyasri, and the manager is Jose Mourinho. The bench has Khan, Etkogru, Beko, Yusuf, Cement, Ismail, Zeki, Sukur, Merit, Hakim, Ifom, and Khan, and Edin Dzeko, who really went ahead to score against us by the most of the times we played against a side of Man City into the mix. So that's what you're really having in here for this side of Manchester United, and that's how everything is really panning out, and that's the starting 11 for the side of Fenerbahçe, and Man United is really geared up for the best of the best into the mix. So we are here to see to it that everything really moves on as planned. I see Kakuro Ivan is all here. Allow Dickens, thank you for watching through. Silva Onyeyit, obviously, thank you for watching in through, and I'm really gonna be coming to your comments after really bringing you this starting 11, you know, the format, because now you've gone ahead to know the starting 11, but do you know what formation your teams are really gonna be playing? Now this is the formation that Erik ten Hag has gone ahead obviously named to obviously face this team. Now I'm having Andre Onana. Obviously, he's being played in goal for the club of Manchester United. The system is 3-4-2-1, and the back three has Lindelof on the right side of the three-man central defense, Lisandro Martinez on the left side of the three-man central defense, Matthias De Ligt into the center of the three-man central defense, and that is the back four for the club of Manchester United. 3 central defenders. And by the way, my worry was, can this manager obviously come up and obviously do this, you know, and field all the 3 fully fit defenders that he has on the field of play? Obviously, he has gone ahead obviously coming through and obviously played them, you get? So it's like whoever gets an injury, maybe he'll cope up with the game of West Ham. But I believe the most important game is the game in front of you. And right now, the game in front of Erik ten Hag is the game of Fenerbahçe, and he needs to do everything to obviously win this beautiful game of football and see to it that everything really moves on as to plan. Then we are having Mazrui is being played as a right wing back, Dalo left wing back, and this is where I don't really agree with Erik ten Hag, because I believe that Dalo does a better service to the club of Manchester United as a right back, and Mazrui doesn't really give us a lot going forward, as a right back, but the managers decided obviously keep it like that, and you're waiting to see how that is really going to be panning out. The double pivot has Manuel Ugarte and Eriksson. I think, by the way, I think it's the very first time to see these two playing together in a team, It's the very first time I see them playing together in a team. So I just can't wait to see their formation. And particularly their formation really works out well, such that in the game of West Ham, it obviously gives us fruits into the mix. Then Garnacho is playing as a right central attacking midfielder. Then Marcus Rashford is playing as a left central attacking midfielder. And Joshua Zirkzee is really leading the line. Now, as I told you in the match preview that I would very much want to see Amad Diallo on the right and maybe Garnacho on the left, but I told you that Ten Hag, having gone ahead, obviously try out Rashford and Garnacho, and they worked out well in the game of Brentford. There was no need for him to obviously come up and not really see this really coming to pass. And I tell you what, the manager has decided to see to it that Rashford comes on to put in a shift with Alejandro Garnacho in there for you, and Joshua Zirkzee is leading the line for the club of Manchester United. So that is the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United. And what changes? Who has been rested? Bruno, he's on a forced leave. The forced leave is all about him being red carded. But Casemiro has been rested. Then Rasmus Højlund has too been rested. I think those are the three players that haven't gone ahead to start in the game of football. In this game of football, as compared to the team that started when you're playing against a team called Brentford. And I think even John Evans really has an injury, so there is no reason as to why we should come up and cling onto that, because we all know to it that the guy is really injured. That's why he's really out of action. So Evans, Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund, and Casemiro, 4 players that are really out of this game of football as compared to the team that went ahead to play against Brentford. So I think this system has 5 defenders. That is it. 3 central defenders, and you look at this. And I know the manager is going to hate obviously bring in the system, because he knows to it that this guy goes ahead obviously he operates so much onto his width. He uses his width. That's why he knows to it that Dalo will be helped by Lisandro Martinez and Lindelof will be helped by Mazraoui. So looks like we are going to be compacting the midfield, because that system operates so much on really compacting the midfield. That's why you see to it that even Marcus Rashford and Garnacho are really going to be playing narrow, not wide. You'll see them really go wide most of the times, but when United is being attacked, you'll see them coming in through to obviously narrow this pitch, and obviously see to it that a lot of compactness is into this midfield. So Joshua Zirkzee, in this game of football, he has gone ahead to start, and he needs to prove himself that I can do the needful, because it's that Rasmus Højlund will come in through, and the manager is obviously wanting to obviously start Rasmus Højlund. But for me, I would have gone ahead to obviously start Rasmus Højlund in this game, because all I want him to get is that rhythm. But I think the manager has a plan of seeing him really getting the rhythm, especially in the attacking phase of the last quarter of the game. I think that's the plan of the manager, and that's how everything really is really going on well for the club of Manchester United. So that is the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United. And for Alejandro Garnacho scoring a goal, Rashford with an assist. I would love to see to it that they go ahead and obviously do the needful into this beautiful game of football. So our bench isn't all that strong, but I know Amad Diallo, Rasmus Højlund, Casemiro are some of the strong lads that we have in there that can obviously bring us a very huge game. See to it that everything really moves on as planned. Now, after that, let's go to the side of Fenerbahçe and see how Jose Mourinho has gone ahead to deploy his army to obviously come on and face Manchester United and see to it that they find themselves into what we call a winning position, because Fred, Amrabat, they've come up and said, obviously, we are going in for the win. And so that's what they've gone ahead to say. And they've said they want a win. Now, we are having Livakovic in goal. You know, that is Livakovic is in goal for the side of Fenerbahçe. Then right back, it's Muldur is being played as a right back. Then Osai Samuel is being played as a left back. Soyuncu and Jiku are being played as central defenders, and Soyuncu is playing as a left-sided centre back, and Dichu is being played as a right-sided centre back. And Soyuncu is very much remembered playing for the side of Leicester City. After Leicester City, he went to Atletico Madrid, and Atletico Madrid saw him being thrown down into Fenerbahçe. You know, then Fred, Amrabat, and Szymanski are being played in the midfield three. Then Tadic, right forward. Saint Maxima is being played as a left forward, and El Nesri is being played as a center forward. And remember, in that game that saw Man United lose 3-0 to lose 3-0 to Sevilla, and 2-2 at Old Trafford. It was a draw in the UEFA Europa League 2 years back. This guy was leading the line, and I think was one of those that went to score against us in Sevilla. So Saint Maxima is going to be facing Mazarawi. You know what Saint Maxima brings on the table. He's a very, 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 very attack-minded player, and he's a threat, by the way. Dusan Tadic is also a very good player onto that side, and we know how he really turns inside or inverts into the right half space, and obviously puts in a shot at goal, or goes in for that teasing cross. You know, he's also good at set pieces, and he can also shoot from outside the area. That is Dusan Tadic. And the other battles in the midfield, Ugarte, Eriksson. Obviously, it's really going to be another one taking on Fred and Amrabat, you know. But I think this is where the work of Manuel Ugarte helps us a little bit. Obviously, see to it that a lot really goes on well. Now, Muldur is really going to be facing Marcus Rashford. And these are players that Marcus Rashford should obviously school. That is it. And I just can't wait to see him schooling them. Then Samuel Osei taking on Garnacho. And Garnacho has all what it takes to obviously cause a threat to such players. And Zirkzee, Soyuncu, and Dijiku, I think he won't really have a lot of time to obviously face them, because he's this guy who enjoys to be playing from what we call the deep areas of the pitch, and he makes late runs into that box. That's why the only thing that has gonna hit to fail him to score is only him being clinical, because it's very hard not to really find that ball. That is it. It's very hard not to him to find that ball. That is it. Because he makes those late runs, and the defenders cannot really track him because they can't really move with him to the middle of the park. You know, he drops to the middle of the park, and then he runs to the box to make those late runs into the 18 yards box area. Kakuru Vian, welcome brother. Alal Dinkins, I'm the first today. All right, thank you. Silva Onyeit Aradi, what does this coach doing today? I'm not happy with the guy. I think the lineup is okay. It's okay because amid this all, you need to be having better options off the bench. And for me, I think when you're playing away, you need to be very reserved. You know, you need to be very reserved. And he's like, I can't go for only 2 defenders. He has gone in for 3 defenders. And for me, I think he has got it right. My worry is Dalot being played as a left wing back. Yet I think in a system like this, you play him as a right wing back. He benefits us a lot as the side of Manchester United. But the rest of the players, I think he's really okay. But the other worry is him risking 3 central defenders onto the pitch. That's another worry for me, that he is going to have to risk 3 players onto the pitch. That is really very worrisome. He's only 3 feet central defenders. He has brought them in. And if one gets an injury, maybe he will be like, let me get Casemiro to obviously play into that system. Then David Zimola win for United. All right, I also anticipate a win for Manchester United because it looks like Erik ten Hag is really going to be preservative, right? Looks like he might even play a low block and obviously hit this team on the break. He's really going to invite the pressure. He's going to be waiting for the plan of Jose Mourinho, and after that, he'll be like, I can now go for you. Then I'm having nowhere is going to play. Where is Lindelof going to play? I'm going to have to show you everything. They're playing a back 3. It's 3-4-2-1. That's the system that Erik ten Hag has going to have to deploy. You can as well buy super chats to support this channel. There is a $ below. Click on it and obviously try to support this channel by really buying super chats. Then I'm having Twaha Abraham, Man U2, or to win, I think. Then Toby Sham. Thanks for the updates, Mr. Aradi. I'm from Sironko Budadiri. You see how far we go? Sironko Budadiri is really working in. Then Fred says Man United 3. Oh, 3 what? Please tell me. 3 what? Then Silva says, why does he always bench my lovely Amad Diallo in that game? By the way, I don't know exactly what is really happening between Amad Diallo and the manager of Manchester United. I tell you this. I don't know. I cannot come on here and speculate, but something is not okay because Amad started his season very well, but the manager is not really playing him. And we all know that he's the best right forward that we have that is really very, very exquisite into these games. And this is where I question Erik ten Hag on favoritism. You know, Anthony, amidst him putting in performances that were really very, very bad, he kept playing him game in, game out. And for Amad Diallo, he has been playing very well, and the manager is not really playing him. You know, even getting minutes off the bench is really hard. You understand? He last started a game when we are playing against FC Porto, and hopefully today the manager thinks about him because we're missing him play. Alfred says, we wish them a win today, but it's not an easy game. Even Fenerbahçe has some good players. Yeah, I've been very, very, very vocal about this, that Fenerbahçe is really having more quality players, or they're having a better squad than FC Porto. And if at all FC Porto squad 3 past us, then we should really consider on how we defend. If we defend better, you get? If we defend better, I tell you, if we defend better, I tell you a lot will happen. You know, we'll really win this game. But our win depends on how we defend. That is it. I don't want to lie. Luciano Aradi, good evening. Watching you from Ghana. Aradi, we deserve a win, but I'm worried about the lineup. For me, I think the lineup is okay. The lineup is okay. And London Banda, good afternoon. Already for me, I'm excited to see the results of this game, and most exciting battle is between Mazurui and St. Maxima. Yeah, that is really gonna be good to watch because St. Maxima is really a threat going forward. Fred Kisingo, we wish the team all the best tonight. Diala Chizoba, good evening everyone. Good evening my brother Musanapo. But when will Ten Hag have a starting 11? But guys, what do you talk about a starting 11? Bruno Fernandes would have been in this game. He's red carded. Evans is having an injury. You get? Rasmus Højlund is rested, meaning that it's only Casemiro and Rasmus Højlund that this manager has benched when they are really available. The rest of the players are really unavailable. And let me tell you, if we talk about a starting 11, it means that the manager has to be having only, like, if a manager averages 7 to 8 players in every game that are really unchanged, then that is what we call a starting 11, because some changes are inevitable, like that of Bruno Fernandes. You get Evans is injured. You get he went ahead to find himself having a knock. You understand? Now, who are the constants? Onana, Mazraoui, Delite, Lisandro Martinez, Dalot, Eriksson, Rashford, Garnacho. He's having 8 players who are really constants in his team. You understand? So there is no reason to obviously find and call that the manager doesn't have a starting 11. You know, guys, let's be considerate. When a manager names 8 of his players constantly, that is enough to be a fake starting 11. The other positions can change, because if you want to play your players every game, they are really gonna tear down. They will wear down, and by the time you need them, they'll be naked, and they won't be able to obviously come and really help you out. Then Alal Dinken, St. Maxima may cause problems, but it's a 3-2 win in my prediction. All right. Dennis Mamuli, I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. All we need to win this game is to defend well and clinical in front. I know goals are going to come in through, but my problem is how we defend. That is it. My problem is how we defend. You know, that is it. Oburu Emmanuel Rokani, I no longer have trust in Zirkzee. But how do you no longer have trust in a player who hasn't even gone ahead to play a season? I've always told you that never judge a player on his first season. Judge a player on his second season, guys. You get? Judge a player on his second season. So let's wait and see how things pan out. But Rokan David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later and bye-bye. I'm going to be returning with the game of football is done and dusted with the